Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for ReZero Season 3, Episode 9, titled City in Chaos. And I'm really excited that we're going to start doing things. We spent last episode talking about things, and it's time to fucking do things. I've drawn a drawing that is kind of in my mind, it's like those YouTube videos of like military invasions and stuff, watching battles play out across Normandy and whatever, and you got the arrows that show troop movements and stuff. That's this, but these are us, and those are the towers, and these are terrible representations of each of the groups that we're going to fight, like the Gluttonies or the the Regulus Corneus, who I'm so proud of this little tiny icon. I doubt that you can even see it, but it evokes so much of his idea, and the insane dragon. And also, Teresia von Astria, and an 8-armed, multi-armed guy from a legend from a previous empire. We set up, essentially, who all of our villains are, where they're located, and who wants to fight them. And I love it. I love that we get to each pick our poison. That's what I titled the last episode, and I feel like that's just perfect. Everybody gets their choice. It's going to be a hard battle. It's going to be unclear what the consequences of each of those battles are. We get to pick them, but we don't get to see into the future and know how they're going to go. And then that gives us knowledge for, like, who's fighting where and what parts of that can collapse into each other. Because if we lose a fight somewhere, the enemy from there might collapse into one of our other fights. And if we win a fight somewhere, we might be able to, like, send whoever wins that fight off to help and assist somebody else. So we've got a big moving system with a bunch of things going on, a bunch of different sets of troops going in different directions, and we've set them all up and we're done. And we're done with setup. No more setup. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to take a note from this. Shut the fuck up, and let's do some stuff. We ended our episode with the best wedding crashers in history. Reinhardt and Subaru show up to object. No, Regulus Corneus, you are not allowed to marry that girl. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Be gone. And so now the shit is about to hit the fan. I don't know who we're going to focus on. I've got an image at the very first image, which is of Priscilla. So maybe we'll turn to Priscilla and Liliana as they go and try to take down the Sin Archbishop of Wrath. Or maybe we'll just skim through and show all of them, and maybe we'll show all of them at the same time and juxtapose fight with fight. Or maybe we'll hone in on them for episode by episode, and we'll stay focused on, like, the Subaru and Reinhardt versus Regulus Corneus fight for a little bit for this episode, and then we'll jump to the next one. I don't really care. There's so much that we can do with this because we've got like 4-5-ish solid fight scene plot line. There's a reason for our characters to be here. There's something that they need to accomplish, which is defeating this enemy. The enemy is way outpaces them. It's exciting, it's interesting, it's dangerous, it's adventure filled, all set in a location that we kind of understand spatially and socially. Like, we understand. We've got a grasp on the city. We've spent enough time to have a real genuine grasp on the city, how it was before, how it has changed as it's fallen, kind of, as it's in tatters, and how we're rebuilding it. And so we can use it as a very effective setting place, as a backdrop that we actually understand and don't have to worry about anymore for all these different events to happen. Let's go. That's it. That's my whole spiel. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the video. Good to have you. Blah, 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 blah. There'll be 2 versions of this reaction, picture-in-picture, in the description, timer on YouTube. Beep beep timer to count you down. Early access on the Patreon. I'm shutting up now. Beep beep timer. Let's go. I missed the button. Okay. Yowza. Oh, maybe fighting gear? Liliana! She is not wearing fighting gear. She's not wearing anything. Arigato! So people ship this, huh? I have no complaints about this. It's very funny. That's great. Jesus Christ, Priscilla. insanely sexy. Honestly, I love the fan service here. Hmm. Malformed guilt toward your knight? What? Okay, what are you hiding? And malformed guilt toward your knight, and is she wearing battle garb? Fucking sick. Great. Let's do it. I trust you implicitly, Priscilla. I mean, not trust, but like, believe in your capacity. How about that? Hello, city! Malformed guilt toward your knight? I don't get it. Alright, let's reassemble this light. Bad beasties. Bad beasties. Planning in the background. Hmm. We love you, Otto. Oh, that's felt. Oh, shit. Where's your twin? Now that we kind of know what's going on there. What goop is that? Oh, goop. And them? Correct. I love this little beat in the background. Absolutely. Yep. We've both got our reasons. Okay. Good. Whatever that means. Holy shit, Ryan. Oh, come on. We're setting up all of them. We're doing the second thing that I talked about. I was like, oh, I'm not sure. But we're setting all of them up. All the fights. So many arms. You haven't even hit him yet. Oh. That's so fun. Can you fight her looking in her face, man? We're gonna cut away? Oh, good. Hell yeah. Alright, I love that we're doing this. We're doing peace, 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 peace. Precious, huh? Maybe. Whoa, what? We've got an additional party in play? Wait. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, she's smiling. Oh, good. Oh, good. I need to apologize. Gomenasai. Hi. Yeah. A doll indeed. So he's got some respect for Reinhardt. He's like, I could get it. But you ain't shit. Sure. Huh? Uh-huh. And you ain't worthy. Reinhardt immediately susses out what will get under his skin. Incredible. Holy shit. Uh-oh. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Reinhardt. That's a problem. His wives. His dolls. His... They wish they were deads. No. No, you cannot get through to him. It's your fault. You made me do this. How could you? It's a violation of my rights. Oh, nice. No, he hasn't. No, he has not. Careful, Amelia. Ah, fuck. Fuck. Reinhardt? Oh, shit, just a clong. Yeah, ugly. Oh, impure. Worse. Yes, treat me with respect. Okay. Sure, bro. You think he can just one-shot Reinhardt? I think that's what he's gonna do. That's actually exactly what he's gonna do. I have no idea how Reinhardt's power works. No, he's just gonna take it, dude. I don't know what that means in this circumstance, my guy. I'm scared. Oh! Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. At least we didn't see the blade, like a cut go through him. How do Reinhardt's powers work? Let's find out. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not so scared. I'm sorry, Reinhardt. How does your power work? He does bend space around him and stuff. What the fuck? Yank. Yoink. Yonk? Wait. Does that kill him? Does that do it? Fuck, I don't know, man. God, I can't draw my sword against you goes so hard. Us and ourselves. No, yeah, no less than 2, motherfucker. That's right, we've met. Nummies. Hello. Felt's powerful. The dear beloved hero. That's cool. You set yourself up as a target. Yeah. Just telling a lie. Voice actor's going off. He's beautiful. I guess Gluttony doesn't like merchants. Okay. Holy shit. Yeah. Otto? Otto! Otto and his speech with dragons. Speaking with peoples. That's cool. Fucking great, Otto. Good. What the hell? Oh. Oh. The other. Ourselves. They're really unhinged. They just don't, you know. Ikado. Yeah, dude. Don't fuck around. Drop your top level spells. Kill these guys. Like, get them out of our way. The knees being inward is so weird. That was pretty. He gonna eat it? He gonna eat his spirit powers? Fuck. Hickey! Hickey, hit ya! Of course you did. Of course you did. Yeah, fuck that guy. Definitely. Damn, man! I mean, for real. Oh, his hand is way worse. It's actually worse. Yeah, what's up with that? Well, I'm immortal. Yeah, but what the hell? Just once? That's over? That was his one for his full lifetime? Reinhardt. Dude, he's not dead, right? Like we're just chatting. We're just chatting it up, but is he yeah, okay. All right. Hey. Ooh, yeah, thank you. Okay. Yes. Yeah, but we can keep him occupied, exactly. Oh. I would expect it to be related to his ownership of stuff. But how does his authority work is the real question. That's what it is. Like whatever it is, his authority is built into that. They don't think you're gonna win, man. Maybe it's the belief in him. The way that, like, someone complaining only has power if you listen. Reinhardt, what the fuck, man? What are you, a superhero? What are you, man? Oh, man, let me know when you get back to the planet Krypton. Jesus Christ. Oh, you're Jesus Christ, too? Just hit him to the moon. Just cars him. Cars him to space. Cars to space. Hmm. Yeah, you gotta. Okay. Fuck! We're just gonna brute force it. Yeah. This some bullshit. Okay. And now we can repeat. Okay, this is the first time that we're doing it where we're jumping back, and we're doing it right at the end of the episode so we can set them all up. This is perfect. This is perfect for our setup. Otho! Right in the nuts. Double wunch. Hi. Yeah, man. You gonna transform? Oh, fuck. No. Oh, no, that's not good. Are we cutting away from that? Fuck. What was that? Fuck. Uh, That's lust. Oh, shit. Why is she here? She slipped away. Oh, shit. She's right in the heart of us. A new hostage. Fuck! Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna stow it. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Were the speech episode not so close to my own heart, I think this would be my new favorite episode of the season thus far. I think it's gonna be hard for me to put it into place, but there are a couple of pieces that I want to put into place. First is that I think that the visuals of this episode were really crispy. I wrote down gorgeous and shiny, and I'll show you where I wrote it down. It's where we start to meet the Batenkaitoses. We get these moments where the one with the claws is moving the claws, the other one is shifting around, and there's such precision on all of the lighting, on all the shiny elements, on the claws, on the teeth, on the faces and the framing as our characters dive into battle and begin to act. It really stood out to me. The second piece that I want to express is that finally, to me, I don't know how to put this into words exactly, but it's a finally thing. I get the feeling of it here in this ED, really. Most it hits me the most here. And it hits me when we jump into crisp action sequences with what feels like ease. Right? Moments where our characters leap into combat and our camera is sweeping around them. Moments where the action jumps into play and it feels vibrant and like it hits its beats and the art that's backing it up is that shiny, gorgeous, modern quality art. This, for me, finally fulfills the promise of ReZero. Because I think in the first full 2 seasons of ReZero, and you can disagree with this if you want, I do not think that the promise of the show is fulfilled. In that when it hits its action peaks, they're not high enough. It's not spicy enough. It doesn't hit hard enough. Part of this is the age of the show when it was created. Part of this is the style of the people designing it, and part of this is the focus on the dialogue and the characters and the character interactions and character moments. Those character interactions and moments are the strongest part about ReZero, and they would be made a dozen times stronger by stronger action to back it up. Because the magic of anime, the amazing magic of anime, is the difference between having two characters tell a story and interact with each other. Great. And then you have those two characters tell a story and interact with each other and then fight something and it looks cool. And if you do it the second way, it embeds it into your mind and like lands in a completely different manner. Finally, we're doing that. Finally, we take the emotional content on the inside as our characters speak, and when it matches up to reality and the shit hits the fan and the rubber hits the road, it gains this layer of believability and coolness from the attention placed on the action sequences, on the physical fights and stuff like that. It elevates the adrenaline toward the thing, and it creates what feels to me like a more full experience psychologically as I experience the show. I'm more involved, I'm more invested because the flow goes so seamlessly into these more active moments, these sequences. It's a strange phenomenon because I would expect, if you had told me previously, I would expect that there would be little difference in how I interpreted the communicative portions, the conversational portions, between a show that has high action and good quality action, I'd say, along with those conversational portions, versus one that's just focused on the conversational portions. In fact, I might say that the action stuff might detract if I hadn't seen this season. I might say that an increased focus on the action might, in fact, detract from the character interactions and stuff like that. Obviously, we're spending less time on it. And it does the opposite to me, because I care about the action sequences, and because the action sequences are woven into the character stories, right? It's not just that Wilhelm is fighting Teresia. That's cool, and on its own, compelling. When we heard about the idea, awesome. But now we get to actually fulfill it. And when we fulfill it, it looks and feels cool in a way that previous seasons of ReZero could not quite match. And that lack of being able to quite match it meant that when we had these high action sequences, like the best action sequences against the whale, stuff like that, right? They don't quite match up with the idea of these are like god tier, amazingly powerful characters on the edge of their capacities, fighting beautifully. But when Wilhelm and Teresia are battling, and when Garfield gets punched back by this guy, and they're clang, 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 I'm believing it. It's accented. It's fulfilled. It's hitting the beats that I think it really needs to. And what sort of surprises me about that is, to me, how much that influences my experience of the whole. Not just in isolation, the action sequences are real action-y, right? But the fact of the action sequences' actioniness adds to the characters, to me. It adds to the emotional moments, to me, significantly. I believe and I'm more invested in Garfield's internal world and his battle with Elsa, whatever's going on there, because we are able to jump into these action sequences. And I'm looking forward to them more, and I'm more excited for what our characters can do and bring to bear. It all sort of comes together. Okay, so that's sort of the two things. And then there's a third thing that I want to talk about, which is more broadly about this episode than it is about the overall show, really. And that is that I think this episode is constructed beautifully. Last episode was talking. That's what I started with my intro with. Basically a joke like, we need to shut up and do stuff. Guess what we do? We shut up and do stuff. You know how we do it? I was wondering, are we going to focus on everything, or are we going to focus on one thing? We're going to focus on everything, and we're going to do it in a way that enables us to... It's like having all these multiple screens on a security readout playing out, right? And we just zoom into one of them and focus on it, as things happen, and then we get jolted away by something interesting happening on another one, but we're honed in on one at a time. This episode sets up our security layout, which didn't exist before. Okay? We need a new frame for everything, and this episode is that frame. This places our monitors in that security room. Where is everybody? Well, let's go through and we'll answer it. Here they are. She's getting dressed and spicy as hell. Some beautifully drawn fan service of a mature adult woman. Amazing. Wow. Amazing. I shouldn't have to do this, but like, holy fuck, not a teenager. God. Yay. Also, in fan service terms, Priscilla is like, she dresses sexy because she wants to. She's a cool, sexy character who embodies this. And our viewpoint character, which we actually have in here, it's not just the camera being pervy. We have a perverted viewpoint character that's Liliana. Interesting, and throws the Yuri goggles on. Whole bunch of things that I honestly love and really enjoy here in this circumstance. I think this hits the mark of sexy fan service from a sexy character in a way that feels good. You can disagree in any way that you want. I'd love to hear more interpretations of it, but this to me feels like the right kind and place for fan service. It's still shoot in, right? There's no reason that we have to watch Priscilla take her clothes off, but I'm not going to complain about it. I like seeing her take her clothes off. She's hot, and she knows it, and the character who's in the room with her, who's having this discussion with her, knows it too. We could have them just do a West Wing walk and talk as they do this, but this is way more fun, so I'm all for it. 1 setup, okay? 2 setup, Otto. Also, collision with Felt, right? 3 setup, Garf and Wilhelm. And we do a little bit more here as they rush on in and begin battling, and then he takes the hood off. Back to our 1 setup. Bam, bam, boom. And Priscilla, we've got this sexy context for Priscilla that I think I'm going to mention here because I think that it's an element of this fight as we go through. They need him alive, etc., etc. And then we get this explosion. She gets this beautiful smile. I mean, in terms of the drawing, I think it's beautifully drawn. With the little corners shaking in the shadows. That's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And then dropping out of here with a butt shot and crawling forward is Wrath. So we set her up, and the two of them as foils for each other, there's something here. There's like this creepy evil ex-girlfriend vibes from Wrath is what I get, right? Yeah, a little yandere, a little bit, yeah, something like that. And then some differently sexy woman vibes here, and those are kind of in conflict here. It feels like there's thematic relevance to it, and I don't know where that's gonna go, but I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to find out how these two clash, because they're so cool. Thank you. And back here. So we did 1, 2, 3, and then back to 1 for the setup, and 4 to return directly to Subaru and folks. We set everything up except him, and now we set up him, right? And now we're going to remain here for a big chunk, right? About 5 minutes, I think. Almost a third of the episode, we remain here in a big chunk. And then we take it to the peak when we kick him out. Kablam! And our first, Reinhardt goes down and then overcomes. And then we cycle through. Right? Because our first one, it was number 2 is Otto. Yep. And number 3 is Wilhelm and folks. Okay, so now we go, and this is 4 is Subaru. Now we go 2 again. With Otto. Big setup. Now we have a new one. This is 5. Is Julius and Friend versus the other bots and Kaitos. Which is good, because that's they're combined. It makes sense that we jump from there to there. And I think we're about to reveal something about their powers. I think he's about to eat his spirit bomb. And then we're back to 4 for honing in on Subaru and Amelia and stuff. And then a little jump back to 3. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 5, 3, and set everything up. And then we move to here. Okay, cool. What matters is that we do Everything, 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 everything. Focus, 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 focus. Everything, 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 everything in a sandwich. Make an everything sandwich. So, we set up, here are all our view screens. Here's our focus for the episode. We focus in on what's going on with ReZero, with I keep doing that, with Subaru and Reinhardt. Okay, cool. And that comes to a bit of a conclusion. We kick out the guy. Let's turn away and we'll look somewhere else. Check everything else. Check everything else. Ooh, this is interesting. What's happening here? We're just about to meet Laibot and Kaitos. This gives this feeling of flow. Like everything's happening at once, but we're focusing on different things as cool things happen. It's a masterwork. It's masterful. This is masterful setup for a multi-part story all going on at the same time. If we want to, we can hone in on, like, let's say there's a tragic moment and one of our characters dies in one of the fights or gets really close to dying, right? We can spend half an episode focused on that, characters crying, weeping, feeling all the feelings and sads, and Liliana sings a song, and then we jump somewhere else, and while we carry that vibe, we move somewhere else and things still have to be going, right? Like, that feeling of like, yes, there's tragedy behind us, but we have to fight this other battle over here. Suddenly, our circumstances are complicated. Our emotions blend into each other. The space that we go to when we're action fight against one group in one place gets, like, dropped out from under us when we jump somewhere else. Suddenly, there's this whole set of layers of different spaces, different feelings of different battles, different plot lines and threads that are all woven together and feel coherent because of that weaving. What a thing to endeavor upon, to accomplish, to set up all these moving pieces. I am reminded, in a very positive way, of the ending portion of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, where we get this city insanity and everything collides in one location and all these moving pieces are happening in there and those pieces affect each other and have ripple effects. It's similar in some way as a setup and similarly impressive and similarly awesome to experience. It makes me feel like I'm involved in this space and it's much bigger than I can understand. And I think I've spoken about that before, how our like narrow view on things makes it feel like more is moving than there actually is. But here we've got a narrow view that's like scanning and looking around like Eye of Mordor style, Eye of Sauron style, jumping around and looking at everything. And it makes the whole space feel alive and combinatorially complex. I like it. I like it. Let's go through and talk about any specific things in the episode that really stand out to me. I've already talked about one, which is that Priscilla in her fucking garter belt and panties and stuff is extremely hot. Holy shit. Monsters, Otto, and Otto is going off to do a little thing. Good to have you. What the fuck goop thing is she working with here? And she uses that to slip away from them, right? She sets herself here so we sort of know where she is, but then she's not. Fuck. Monster. Violated her soul and are forcing her to raise her sword against those she swore to protect. I don't know who Olgren sitting by the campfire is, but I love you, Garf. I think that our like facial framing leading into this sequence, getting zoomed in really close, swords, set, ready, really cool. And then everything splits. I like the look of this running sequence, Garf's bobbing head and stuff. It makes me excited for the action. Excited. And I think it's really the most powerful tool that has been used in our toolbox, beyond everything else that I've already mentioned. Our ability to do sweepy shots. It adds so much. Oh! Sweepy shots into coherent action, man. It's like, it's the shit. And then it's tied to these beautifully dimensional, like, he arcs through space in the frame in front of us in a way that is, he's very much in frame. There's a lot of space, there's a lot of depth to it, and a lot of that is created by the care in the shadows, the highlights on the edges and stuff. That sort of stuff, when we're in the middle of the action sequence and we sort of slow it down and we hone in on character expressions and moments and interactions, it's the spice, man. And I gotta mention it because these moments of strong character expression are, well, they're really careful. They really sell me on what the people believe. They sell me on the emotional tie-ins to these fights. And I think that's a part of what I mean by, like, it finally fulfills its promise. The fights in ReZero, more even than most anime, wherein this is usually true, the fights in ReZero are the final points of discussions, of arguments, sometimes arguments that have been going on for a lifetime, sometimes battles internally in someone's mind against their own guilt and shame and fear. Those are the things that characters overcome when they raise a weapon in ReZero. That's what we get to see in characters' faces when the care is there in the animation for the fight scenes. It's not just wham bam clang, ooh, shiny, right? That shit doesn't work. Wham bam clang, ooh, shiny, oh my god, this changes my perspective on reality as the shiny happens. That fucking works. That works. It's like, I've mustered my whole heart and soul in order to strike down this opponent that I actually love. And you see that in my face as I swing my blade. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we're doing storytelling through combat. And that's what we're finally doing in Season 3. Storytelling through combat. Not just combat, storytelling, combat, storytelling through combat. Smoothly. So she really cares about Kiritaka. But don't worry. And there's this fucking insane explosion of energy from in here that leads to the... Gosh. I don't know. Something about Priscilla. Very excited to see more of this. But that's just our setup. For most of these fights, we just do a little smidge of a setup, a little sprinkle, get excited. That's it. His hand looks way worse. I guess that's just how it is now. I guess it would make sense if you were cheating with him, but him? Oof. I can't even draw my sword because you're not worthy. The most savage thing that I've ever seen. Also completely true, it seems. Seems to be entirely true. And holy shit. Oh man. How does the dragon sword decide what worthy means? Guess it's not. And it's not based on your power level either, because he's fucking powerful, but you are not a fitting opponent. Oh, he starts to really go off, as expected. These are my precious wives, and I'll have to kill them if you don't stop fucking with me. And how dare you threaten my precious wives? Oh, it's so unhinged. It's so unhinged. I mean... We've been over Regulus Corneus a couple times and tried to, like, wiggle out exactly what it is. I think we'll get real answers for that once we understand his authority, which seems to be the next step for us in order to find a weakness to it. I feel like it might have to do with one of two things. Either people's belief in his power fulfills it, which would then make sense why he keeps this harem of people who are, like, downtrodden and believe in him. That might actually fuel him and make him more powerful, right? Like, if they believe that he's invincible, he is. Something like that. The other part was that I wonder if his authority works such that... Like, it has to do with you taking him seriously. Right? Like, something about his need to have his way of things taken seriously might actually be indicative of the weakness of it. Like, you might be able to just ignore him. I'm not sure, though, because he does have the physical power to get through that. And then I really wonder how that expresses in his physical power, which seems to be the ability to, like, slice or split things. And what is that exactly? And how does that relate? I don't know, but it's fucked up and weird and so off-putting and so gross. How cruel and monstrous you must be. Don't worry, it was you. It's really funny watching him go pop, 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 ah, ah, ah. He's like one of those squeezy pigs. They're the face goes, ah. I would love a Regulus Corneus squish doll where his face goes, ah. I'm angry. I'm angry. Oh, Amelia. Don't do that. So... One attack, and I'll dispense with all this bullshit. Because, of course, he doesn't think that Reinhardt's going to get back up. This is a cool contrivance as a story element, but holy shit, what a frightening one. Just sudden spray of blood, and Reinhardt falls over dead. And he is actually dead. By the way, please release her. I just want to mention that the visual and the audio for him... It's dope. Seeing him be in pure fear, it's dope. I love it. You got it. It's good. So we save one wife and slam him with a sword, and that's it. Libot and Kaitos tells us a bunch of stuff that I don't really know about. You know about us, and you also know about ourselves. There are two, rather no less than two. God damn it, Otto. You gotta point out the thing. There might be more. There might be more. I do think it's a binary star, so I do think it's just two. Every meeting is the first step toward a gourmet meal. We understand the importance of preparation. And they're looking for the hero. I really like the angles throughout this sequence. I also like the edge lighting when it appears and the way that shiny things look shiny. It all just feels really consistent to me. And that consistency in physical objects makes the goopiness and weirdness of the characters really cool. Really cool. We get these wonderful angles and these crazy expressions and stuff, all highlighted by the moon. And I think that Button Kaitos' voice actor just kind of goes off being really good and creepy. Ah, he's so weak and beautiful. But we try to negotiate. Otto just tries to negotiate a little bit, and it's a complete switch. It's like, you're my enemy forever. A merchant? We hate those. What's up with that? What's up with that? Are they like, is that against the rule of the world? Like, the rule of the world is eat when you're hungry and merchants make you pay for it, so how dare they? Is some stupid shit like that? Maybe the Botan Kaitos has got hurt by a merchant or something. You'll put a price on anything and sell it off to line your own pockets. The mouth gets bigger and scarier, and the teeth get more teethy, and the face gets more contorted and angry. You think you can fool us? You cannot fool us! It becomes more like a guard dog barking at you. It's really, really cool and scary. This whole world runs on gluttony. But hey, you know what Otto runs on? Dragons. Otto runs on dragons. So there's another Button Kaitos. He's also good and creepy. I love the way that this sequence looks. Just in the full darkness, with the crispy, shiny lights on the crispy little claws, and the weird leg orientations, which are very strange to me. Shing. I like it. I like it. It's cool. That's what I mean by, like, it fulfills the promise. This is an archbishop of sin with the title of Gluttony. I want to be afraid that it's going to bite my head off. I feel like it's going to bite my head off. Mission accomplished. They did it. That's so good. Right? I don't know. I don't know how to express this without seeming like an idiot. Good things are good. The fact of quality animation means that we can fulfill my expectations for each of these characters. And then when they interact in ways that are cool. I can fill in the gap with my imagination if I have to, but I'd rather see something spectacular. And that's what it feels like I get to witness. I get to witness a really high quality, it feels to me, representation of the sequence that's happening. So we fire blast a beam and he looks like he's hungry. I don't know what's going to go on there. Oh, fuck. So, next episode, we are going to have to figure out how his authority works. Reinhardt is going to keep him occupado, but we're going to have to figure it all out. We could not possibly stand. Who could possibly stand? No one. I love Reinhardt has more powers. It's just absurd. And I love that we're just sort of kicking Regulus around. He's be like, you don't get it. I'm invincible. You fool. Ah! Just kick him to the moon, into space, and he'll be fine. So, not going to blame you all, but you have to believe, right? He says there's no future on the insides of your eyelids, right? You can't just keep your head buried in sand. That's fair. Of course Subaru would want to try to reach out to them, like, there's hope. But he doesn't know what they know about that guy. And neither do we. So, some shit goes down here, we get punched up real bad, and then we see Elsa, and then the goop falls, leading to Garfield under goop, which is really bad. I hope that doesn't, like, dragon infuse him or whatever. But more importantly, the escape. The monster. The real monster is here. And she's ready to say hello. What a creepy creep. I love the use of the fisheye here to make her loom in. And this adds a little wrinkle, which is we can set up all the known moving pieces, but the enemy's moving too. And that means that surprises can happen anytime we don't have eyes on one of the archbishops. Turns out one of them slipped away from us, and now we have a problem. More hostages. More of our friends in more danger. I love this episode. I think it's crisp. I think it's awesome. And again, if it were not for the speechy speechness being so speechy, I think this might be my favorite in terms of how it's constructed and what it does for the future. What this sets up for us moving forward is such a beautiful, like, palette of colors to paint with as we move forward in this complicated set of battles and challenges and confrontations. What a beautiful set of colors to paint with. What an awesome setup. What a cool episode of ReZero. Thanks for watching it along with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to catch you next week for more. You can get early access to next week's episode a little bit early on the Patreon linked in the description. Otherwise, I'll see you here on YouTube and say much love. Peace.